Hi, my name is Smyth, CEO and founder of Fragile to Agile. Welcome to the third video in our series on developing an outcomes and capability-driven roadmap for your organization's technology. If you haven't yet watched the overview video to this series, we recommend you do so. But by way of providing you context, this video covers the second step in this process, developing a model to understand what your organization does, referred to as a business capability model. This model is the most important tool to align business and technology design, ensure the target state and roadmap are business needs driven, basically to turn strategy into execution. So what is it? It's a hierarchical model of what the business does, not how it does it, a business process model, or who does it, organizational structure model. Because what you do changes much less frequently than how you do it, or who does it. This model is much more stable over time than a process model or org structure. In fact, modeled correctly, it will only ever change if you're entering a new market, effectively doing something you've never done before. This makes it the ideal base model for mapping changes over time. The model must be MECI, mutually exclusive and comprehensively exhaustive, which is a fancy way of saying that it must include every capability you need to deliver your products and services, and each capability must only appear once. Notwithstanding the intent here is to support the development of a roadmap for your technology, it has nothing to do with technology at this stage. All capabilities are modeled irrespective of whether they're manual or automated today. This means that once complete, the model will represent your entire business on a page. Any individual capability is a grouping of related services and encompasses people, process, data, and technology required to deliver those services. Capabilities are hierarchical, meaning a capability can be made up of lower level capabilities, and thus the whole model is also inherently hierarchical. We believe the model should exist at 4 levels at Fragile to Agile: communications level, planning level, design level, and digital service design level. Let's quickly look at them in the order in which we recommend creating them. The planning level decomposes the capabilities to 2 levels of detail, and as the name implies, is used to support planning and providing insight. It's the level at which executives and enterprise architects typically interact with the model. The next level is the design level, and it decomposes the capabilities to greater detail, the level required to support design use, typically level 4, maybe a 5 of decomposition. This is the level at which business area managers and solution architects typically interact with the model. Fragile to Agile capability models, because of the rigor we applied to their development, uniquely support the development of one further, more detailed design model, what we call a digital service design model. This level adds service containers to the model to answer the key deep design considerations for a digitally transformed organization. For example, what is the right granularity for a service? Where is the boundary between process design and service design lie? This level of the model turns answering these questions from an obscure art form to an engineering exercise. Finally, but crucially, the communication or marketecture version, which covers both producing a more visually appealing version of the model, suitable for storytelling, as shown here, as well as producing extracts of the full model to support communication regarding an individual strategy, an individual user journey, problem space, project design, etc. An example of which is shown here. One more point on the layout of the model. We at Fragile to Agile believe it should be laid out as shown here, with channels at the top, front office capabilities next. These are the capabilities that directly deliver your products and services, the things that might make you a bank, for example, and not an electricity provider. Then the back office capabilities that you'd likely find in most organizations, like HR and finance. And then enabling capabilities. These enabling capabilities are another unique feature of a Fragile to Agile capability model, the separation of which is critical if the model is to be used to design and govern a successful digital transformation. Fortunately, that level of detail will be the subject of another video. While, except for the separation of channels and enablers, this layout is largely cosmetic, it does make mapping customer journeys and value streams, for example, much easier and much more visually appealing, which is important for gaining traction and executive support. So why do we need this model to develop a successful roadmap? Firstly, philosophically, we believe every roadmap must be outcomes and capability driven. The first step in the roadmap process, business intent determination, covered in video 2, gives us the outcomes. This step gives us the capabilities. Armed with both, we can then assess the current state of their capabilities, people, process, data, and technology, to see if they can support the design outcomes. And if not, what needs to be uplifted in the capability to do so. We also overlay the existing systems onto the model, which gives us valuable insight into the current state. Things like those shown in this diagram: level of duplication of systems, level of fragmentation of systems, gaps in technology support, and areas of issue concentration. We can then determine the target state for solutions, typically a combination of keeping some solutions, upgrading some others, and implementing some brand new systems. Identifying the capabilities that are most important to the strategy, as shown on this insight heat map, is also a key input to prioritizing the projects in the roadmap, ensuring that value is delivered early. Basically, that you're getting the biggest bang for your investment as quickly as possible. So how do you produce a business capability model? At Fragile to Agile, we have the significant advantage of being able to leverage our considerable IP in this area, built up over many years with hundreds of clients. We start with the base model for an industry segment and then tailor it for the specific organization to reflect their nuances and critically the language. There are then three alternatives in how we proceed, depending on that organization's preference or culture: top down, bottom up, or middle out. Top down, we'll run a workshop at the executive level to validate and augment the strawman planning capability model. Issue an updated version after that workshop, which is then reviewed and updated. We then elaborate each area of the model to the design level, again leveraging our IP to create a strawman first, running workshops with that area, e.g. a finance workshop, an asset management workshop, etc. Bottom up, no great surprises here. We start with the area workshops to produce the design level for that area, then roll it up to create the planning level and use an executive level workshop to validate that. A couple of key points to finish off. Firstly, apart from being critical to support the development of a roadmap, this model will also provide you with a very powerful planning tool that can then drive strategy into execution and ensure what is designed is aligned to what was planned. Provide key insight to decision makers, assist in project scope control, and lots more. Due to its relative stability, many of our clients continue to get material value from this model decades after we've delivered it. Secondly, unfortunately, not all capability models are created equally, and there's some pretty awful ones in circulation on the internet at the moment. Some of which are just a horrible chimera of org structure, process models, product models, and follow no coherent or consistent logic. Be careful. These models, in our opinion, will do more harm than good. Thank you for your time, and I hope it was of interest and value. If you've enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to our channel. You'll find lots more of interest to you, I hope. Thank you.